Hey everyone, SweetJohnnyCage here, back with another guide for Elden Ring. This time I'm going to show you how to defeat the Godskin duo in Crumbling Farum Azula. I'm going to start off by saying I don't like this boss. I don't find it fun. I don't think there's anything to be learned through fighting them. It's not interesting. It's just annoying. And anybody that I've spoken to feels basically the same about this fight. There was one person in my stream while I was doing it that actually liked it, and that's great, but I don't like him. Okay, so that's my venting out of the way. My general advice for this fight, since you've undoubtedly fought both a noble and an apostle at least once so far in this game, my general advice is to just leave the noble alone. Don't ever hit the Godskin noble. What I noticed is that if you leave the noble alone, it will never become super aggressive towards you. And what I mean by that is that when the apostle dies for the first time, you're going to have to fight 4 of them, basically. But when the apostle dies the first time, the noble will start running after you a bit more. But when it summons a new apostle, it will kind of leave you alone again. I just noticed that the apostle becomes very aggressive all the time if you hit him at least once. But if you just leave him alone, then it's not that he'll leave you alone, he certainly won't, but he won't be as aggressive. I'm not exactly sure if this is just a placebo effect, if I only really tried it a couple times because I was just getting very frustrated with the fight, and I figured there might be a gimmick here, but I did notice, at least in my attempts, that I just never hit the noble, and he basically left me alone. So, this fight requires you to use the pillars in the room. However, each boss is able to break the pillars really easily in their respective Phase 2s. The Apostles Phase 2 have a bit more of AoE attacks, so they are much more likely to be the ones destroying the pillars versus anybody else. If you were to put the Noble into Phase 2, you would have to deal with his big marshmallow rolling ability, which is just a nightmare to deal with even on its own, let alone when you have an Apostle rolling around trying to slice you with a fishing hook that can also stab you with the butt end. So just leave the noble alone. Can't stress that enough. The Apostle's attacks are a bit easier to punish, especially because in Phase 2, when it gets all like stretchy, you can get in on its legs, deal some damage, and then when it goes back to size, you can typically even get a couple follow-up attacks there. So really just keep going after the apostles. That's basically my only advice. All the attacks are the exact same as every other apostle and noble fight that you have fought. Be very careful when the noble is on the other side of a pillar. Its attacks can 100% still go through and deal full damage to you. So you have to pay very close attention to where they are at all times as best you can, and also pay very close attention to the audio cues for the fireball attack, as well as the I would say like the special moves that the apostle or that the noble can do when he sort of gets the Demon Souls PS3 version penetrator sword, where it sort of fades in and out and has like a streak on it. When it starts doing that, you want to get away from it. It really shouldn't do it too often to you, but it can happen even if you haven't done anything to the boss. It can still very much happen. So just pay very close attention. Whenever you see that, hyper speed, saber, just try to get away from him or just be ready to roll at the right time. So this is what I'm talking about. You can get in on the apostle's legs and deal a decent amount of damage just when it's attacking. So that's why I recommend going after the apostle. It's just a bit easier to manage. These bosses do cheat. What I mean by that is that the second you press square to heal, or X on Xbox, whatever, whenever you press your flask button, they will summon a fireball within a frame. I don't like when bosses can read your inputs. I don't find it interesting. It just feels cheap. And both of them can do it. And what's frustrating is because they can break the pillars, you can't rely on the pillars to guard against fireballs or any other moves consistently throughout the fight. So you just got to kind of deal with it. But again, you're seeing that I'm just leaving the noble alone. And when it's, during The downtime when the Apostle is dead, I'm just chilling out. Just running away from him, staying away, not attacking at all. Because from what I've noticed, like I said, when he summons an Apostle, he kind of leaves you alone again. So otherwise, he becomes very aggressive. He's always the one chasing you down, and you kind of can't get away from him. You know, you're the belle of the ball, but at least when you don't attack him, and again, could have just been a placebo effect for the 1 or 2 attempts that I figured it out, he just didn't seem that interested in me, or as interested as he could be. So that is the fight. I have nothing else to say. I'm just going to let it play out. Unfortunately, I did leave my mic open on my regular recording software, so you're going to hear me talking to the chat and complaining a little bit about this fight because I just found it so frustrating. But I'll let it play out as is, and then, you know, there's a bit of strong language in there, just letting you know. But that's it. All right, if you have any questions, please feel free to leave a comment. I'll do my best to help you out. If you're looking for more guides for Elden Ring, please subscribe to the channel so you get alerted when new guides go live. If you're interested in supporting the channel monetarily, please consider becoming a channel member by clicking the blue join button below this video. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter and join my Discord. The links for those are in the description below. As always, I'm SweetJohnnyCage. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye. Gotta stop collaborating. Many buckets. I could do that. I actually tried to use a bewitching branch. I think that's... No, I shouldn't use it. I have to pee so bad. Fucking God. Are you serious? Physic flask is the significant shield plus half health restore. All right, are you gonna phase 2 automatically like you did before? Okay. Yeah, buckets. I think so too, actually. Although now I don't know, because now the Apostle won't do anything. He won't come. Ready now? Okay, yeah, we got some attacks. Of these days in particular, I'm gonna learn how to fucking dodge that. Come on. Heart isn't beating as hard as it was for Millennium, but it's going. All right, I think he's getting aggressive. He's coming for me now. This is good. Oh, you slowed down. Why did you slow down, bro? Got him. Holy shit. Wow. Thanks, everybody. That last 10 seconds was quite harrowing. I was going to try to back away to heal. Just take a couple notes here.